This video compares the National Citizens Inquiry, or NCI, with the grand jury concept. We examine how these two models approach the accountability of public health decisions from the COVID era, focusing on public health debate versus criminal accountability. In the wake of COVID-era policies, two models emerged: the National Citizens Inquiry and the grand jury concept. The NCI examines scientific justification, proportionality, and reasonableness. The grand jury focuses on legal boundaries, abuse of authority, and criminal conduct. Both involve citizens and evidence, but serve different purposes. The purpose of the NCI is to examine whether COVID-19 measures were scientifically justified, proportionate, and reasonable. The core mandate of the NCI is to evaluate public health decision-making, weigh scientific evidence, and assess policy decisions. The NCI outcome leads to debate over science, conflicting expert opinions, and retrospective judgments. A problem with the NCI is that reasonableness depends on the experts chosen, the data prioritized, and the assumptions made, meaning the results remain arguable. The grand jury overview is that it's rooted in common law, a Magna Carta tradition, and focuses on law, not policy. The grand jury's mandate is to examine conduct under criminal law and determine if legal boundaries were crossed. The grand jury analysis looks at abuse of authority, breach of trust, coercion, and misconduct in public office. The key question for the grand jury is, did this cross into criminal conduct? The public role in the NCI involves providing testimony, sharing personal experiences, and contributing to public narrative building. The public role in the grand jury includes evidence gathering and structured input that supports legal analysis. There is a fundamental divide between the two. The NCI focuses on science and policy, while the grand jury focuses on law and criminal thresholds. The standards applied by the NCI are reasonableness and proportionality. The grand jury applies standards of lawfulness and criminal definitions. The NCI produces reports and recommendations. The grand jury produces legal findings and the identification of offenses. The choice between the NCI and a grand jury is important because it determines the outcome, a debate over policy or accountability under the law. The NCI path leads to disagreement and public awareness, but generally results in no binding consequences. Conversely, the grand jury path involves a structured legal analysis, clear thresholds, and a defined process for consequences. The core shift in focus moves from asking, "Was this a good idea?" to asking, "Was this legal?" In conclusion, the NCI equals debate and policy, while the grand jury equals law and accountability. They are different tools for different purposes.